Get into it. Sold Not For Sale podcast. Coach Colin here. We got Joe Rogan discussing the Jack Black and Tenacious D saga. Jack Black, of course, he's a part of one half of Tenacious D. He endorses Biden a few weeks ago. Very cringy performance he put on. And then later on, his partner says something pretty wild on stage, and they get canceled, oddly enough. And that's what they're talking about in this clip, talking about people growing, changing, and cancel culture is either not good, no matter what, or it's a good thing. It's either all or nothing. That's what they're kind of talking about in this whole thing. And now Sam is talking about getting canceled and what that all looked like for him back in 2013. And then how he got his revenge on the person who tried to cancel him. He made a joke about her, which is now a him. And it was a trans joke. It's very interesting stuff going on here, guys. Then I'm going to show you Jack Black and his cringy performance for Joe Biden at a fundraiser. Bet he regrets that now. And then I'm going to show you what they did on stage. And then I'll show you a little bit of the aftermath that happened with Tenacious D. And let me know if you agree with them getting canceled. Honestly, don't like Jack Black. Never liked his stuff. But I don't like people getting canceled either. Let's get into it. But I will put an argument on why it did happen and why it makes sense.
One, right? There were two quick, silly jokes to me.
Right.
But she wrote a hit piece on me, tore me to shreds. It was like, it went like fucking, it got shared because I showed it to Colin Quinn. I was a young seller comic at the time. It was like 2013. And I showed it to Colin and he goes, the most fucked up part is she omitted the punchline from your jokes. Mm-hmm. Okay. So she is trying to just show that you're a piece of shit. She's not even showing the comedy here.
Yeah.
He says, so you have to write something. So I wrote something and then it got shared a ton, like all these websites like Salon, Jezebel tore me to shreds. They're like, he's a nobody, all this shit, like just like cutting me down. I had nothing going on. And they wanted me to go on like Kumail Bell's show at the time to like defend and I'm like, my manager at the time was like, I don't want your first TV credit to be defending a rape joke. And I was like, I agree. So didn't do shit. But then like, here's the fucking best part. So I had a trans joke in my Netflix special that was like pretty pro-trans. I was just like being a contrarian. I was like, everyone's doing these like trans bad. I'm like, I'm going to go the other way, have fun with it. Went viral. And all these people are like, this is how you fucking do it, blah, blah, blah. One person writes, fuck him, he made bad jokes in 2013. It's the person who fucking tried to cancel me in 2013 who is now a man. So she's now a guy. So that's the joke I did in the special. I go, but you know that people can change.
Yeah.
So that's what I say. That's why I call my new special, You've Changed, for that. But I'm like, what is so you can be a different person, but I can't grow as a fucking human?
Right, exactly.
The hypocrisy
it's fuck you forever.
Is absurd.
Yeah, it's absurd.
And also, guess what? I'm a different comic than I was in 2013. Not in like fucking, I'm better. I'm a better stand-up. If I go there now, I hope it's a better joke.
Yeah.
But like, how come there's only room for growth on your side? It's fucking absurd.
Absurd. Yeah. Well, it's
I accept whatever you choose to do. It's your body. Do whatever the fuck you want with 100%. Your life. But the idea that like you get to do whatever you want, but then everyone else is like a target to you is insane.
It is insane. But it just shows you the disingenuous approach to things, and also that the people that are involved in this sort of attacking people, they're not enlightened, for a lack of a better term. Not saying that I am, but their level of compassion is not. It's not for everybody. It's only for people that agree with them.
You're a progressive, but only you can progress.
Exactly. And it's also only people that only people that agree with you 100%. But then let's look into your own life. I guarantee you, you're a mess.
I know. Well, these are the people that went after Shane too. You have to realize. And the f***ed up way they went after Shane was that I remember they went after Shane so hard. I think it was CNN had a thing. They were like, people who were canceled this year, and it was Weinstein, Cosby, and Shane.
Oh my God.
And I was like, this is like a SAT question. Which one doesn't fit?
Yeah.
This is so fucking unfair. So, I think that ship has sailed. I think it's for the most part over, and I think like we're mostly laughing about it now.
Yeah.
But but now you see it with the Tenacious D guy, and now it's predominantly the left that goes after people. But like now it's kind of, this was the right where they're like celebrating the Kyle Gass thing. Well, I'm like, hey man, it's either all okay or none of it. It's the South Park guys. Either all okay or none's okay.
Yeah. The guy said something on stage because he's signaling to all his liberal followers and he's trying to be cool. And he probably had no idea that was going to get out to the rest of the world. He thought he was just saying it to his crowd. And he didn't understand because he's like 60 years old. You see that guy? He's old as
I didn't see it.
He's like a super old triple vax liberal.
Yeah.
And he said something and it was a stupid thing to say. And then he had to cancel their whole fucking tour. And they
Well,
get death threats, and
I'm bummed that Jack Black canceled on him.
well, they all canceled.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
your friend, though. I mean, that bummed me out because I think Jack Black's hilarious. So that bummed
well, he
me
didn't
out.
throw his friend under the bus. He said he was blindsided by it, and that he doesn't support hate speech, political hate speech.
Yeah, I mean, but what is hate speech? Is my other thing. It's like you either made a joke, or you either say it's a joke, or
Right.
or it is actual. It's either a joke or it's not a joke.
It is the definition of too soon.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Sure.
It was 2 days.
And the joke bombed.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
It was
didn't
like,
hit.
oh, Jesus.
I don't like I don't think. Do I think it's a good joke? No.
No.
But also, like, why are you calling for? I don't like the calling for people's heads either.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I think they're just delaying their tour. He's just going to take some time
He
off.
just wanted
and
a
come back.
vacation.
No, I really think that's
Yeah.
what the decision was. I think the decision was to stop the tour and then come back.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Isn't that what they said?
Tour is canceled. He's been dropped by his agent also.
Oh, never mind.
Whoa.
Creative
Jesus.
I was about to be like, you know what?
hiatus.
Summer is hard to tour, but now, yeah.
Has
that
everybody
sounds-
been dropped or just that one guy?
It just says him.
Jack Black hasn't been dropped.
Yeah.
You're a fucking agent if you're dropping that one.
Yeah, if you drop Jack Black, like, yo. At first I thought Jack Black said it.
No.
When I saw the clip, I was like, oh, no.
I was watching Tropic Thunder the other day on TV. It's still funny.
It's amazing.
It's really funny.
It's the last free movie.
They don't
where
do it
were
anymore,
free.
dude.
You can't do a movie like that.
Someday it'll come back around.
I asked Robert Downey Jr. on the podcast. I said, do you think you can make Tropic Thunder today? He's like, oh, you could make it.
I saw that.
Man, Tenacious D. So Kyle Grass, label, not his label, sorry, his agency, talent agency, dropped him. His agent dropped him. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But it's not that crazy. Okay? So here's the thing. I don't agree with cancel culture, but also you have to think about what we've seen with cancel culture and then what he did. And let's just get to that first. So I'll play the cringy performance by Jack Black. This is at a Biden fundraiser. Check this out.
A few days ago, my manager called me and said George Clooney and Julia Roberts wanted me to help out the president and speak here tonight. And I said, I am in. When and where? And thank you. And then they said, Jack, we know how busy you are. You don't have time. Look at all the other events that are happening tonight that you already turned down. MC at the Fliegelman Bat Mitzvah. The opening of the new Jack in the Box in Oxnard. Judge at the second annual Imperial Valley Avocado Festival. You don't see that on Meryl Streep's resume. I said, I know I turned them down, but my president needs me. Thank you. And then they hit me with the big one. They said, Jack, you can't go. You have nothing to wear. Your good suit is in the cleaners. Well, were they wrong? Because I had this to wear. My kick-ass American flag overalls. Most patriotic outfit of all times. That shut them up. There wasn't much they could say after that. And when the president wins in November... I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a sweet shout out in his victory speech for what I gave up to be here. Because when democracy is at stake, Jack Black answers the call. Mr. President, you're welcome. That's not the president. That's not Judge. It's a random dude. But I thought it would look better if I talked right to a guy.
Well, there you have it. There you have it. And Biden's not going to win in November. I don't even think, I think around tomorrow, maybe the next day, he's going to be actually officially announcing that he's not running. He's dropping out of the race. I think his family recently has discussed, they are in progress of discussing an exit plan for Joe Biden that seems graceful and doesn't have him just leaving because he's not mentally capable, which is understandable. So they're going to make it seem like something else, which was the announcement of the whole sickness and everything like that. They're building up. So Jack Black did that for nothing. Well, for money also. But that was his little performance there. And, you know, listen, a little bias. I don't want to see Biden win. You know, I don't like the way he runs the country. So when I see Jack Black do, and on top of that, I mean, sue me. I don't even like Jack Black. And it's not because of this performance. I've never liked the movie. I've never watched a movie fully. I've never been into him at all, not even a little bit. So I'm a little biased on this front. For those of you that love Jack Black, I'm sure you're like, wow, that was classic Jack Black. Did you see the faces he made? Whoa. And, you know, all the power to you. Oh, man. But yeah, that's what he did at the request of his manager and Biden and Kamala. And this is what happened weeks later. Weeks later, he did this with his partner, Tenacious D concert. Check it out.
Happy birthday to you. Make a wish, Canada. Don't miss Trump next time. Thank you.
Actors are the best, because if you could see that closely, Jack Black starts laughing. It's such an actor thing to do, to be like, oh my God, yes. And then at the same time, be like, I was completely blindsided. That's what he ends up saying next. This is the statement Jack Black released. I was blindsided by what was said at the show on Sunday. I would never condone hate speech or encourage political violence in any form. After much reflection, I no longer feel it is appropriate to continue the Tenacious D tour, and all future creative plans are on hold. I am grateful to the fans for their support and understanding. Whoa. So, obviously you're going to shut down the tour because that's linked to the guy that actually said the thing. But it's funny that he put like all creative things on hold. I guess he's getting a lot of backlash. But here's the thing. I don't condone cancel culture. Here's what we've seen with cancel culture, right? There was a Netflix executive that was retelling what someone said, and what the person said had the N-word in it, and he repeated it, and he got fired. He was an executive. He got let go. He was done. There have been people who have said he instead of her by accident. And someone says, no, that was malicious. You triggered my trauma. There's blood on your hands, and that's it. And then the next thing you know, that person's fired. It's like all of a sudden HR comes in. And what we're seeing with this guy is he said he hopes that there's another shooter and that this shooter blows Donald Trump's brains out of his head. It's a little different. It's a bit different. So I can make an argument on both sides. So I'm just making that argument that it is a little different than what we regularly see people get canceled for. And then I can also make the argument that people on the right, people who love Donald Trump, shouldn't be celebrating the fact that this guy got canceled, because it's more cancel culture. And this is the thing that we've been saying on the right for so long, that you could celebrate, like the left has been celebrating cancel culture, and now it's coming for them. And we all knew that was going to happen. Eventually, the thing that you're championing is going to come for you, right? So I don't think it should happen. I don't think he should get canceled for it. I think we, people who are Trump supporters, should be able to say, I'm not supporting Jack Black. Jack Black didn't condemn him. Not supporting Jack Black, not supporting Tenacious D, never going to one of their shows, never watching one of his movies, whether he's starring in it, producing it, directing it. Done. I'm done. We should be able to do that. Get the old Bud Light treatment. That's fine. But to celebrate the fact that this guy's agency dropped him. In Hollywood, that's a really big thing. An agency drops you because you espouse political, you ended up saying something that was political violence in the sphere of like the election coming up. That's going to be hard for him to bounce back from. And what else did he have going on? And maybe he still has stand up, and maybe there'll be some people who still support him and go to his shows. But that's a big source of revenue that guy no longer has. And maybe he's a millionaire already because of Tenacious D. Maybe he's not. I don't know. but he's going to be hurting now. And I don't really think that's something to celebrate. Something like this, I'm not going to celebrate a guy potentially, and I'm not going to say poor. He's friends with Jack Black. I'm sure he can get loaned some money or something. It's just, it sucks. It sucks to lose your job. Everybody knows that. Whether your job is being a part of Tenacious D or, working at a grocery store, it's terrible to lose your job unexpectedly. So, I don't know. I don't support it. I don't support the canceling, but I also don't support what he said. And I'm so disgusted that it's not just him. There are dozens of people saying the exact same thing. Dozens and dozens of people saying the exact same thing. And again, I've talked about this before, where you don't even know what you're really asking for. Sometimes people just say things and they don't realize the ripples of what they're saying or what they're saying, where it leads to. I talked about this with Jordan Peterson. The unmasking of people on X will lead to all of social media eventually. And then that will lead to anything you say, you may get canceled for, and you'll lose your job. And maybe your wife will divorce you. And who knows the snowball of terrible things that will happen. And that's what we're looking for. Or even more nefarious, some agency or entity may come to your house and be like, so we saw what you posted and we have your ID. We linked the account to your ID and to this address. And now we're here to take you away because what you said falls under code 847. And now we have to actually take you away for an undisclosed amount of time. And you're going to go through some re-education. That's what that leads to, right? I just, when you're saying, so now back to Trump, when you're saying you hope a shooter doesn't miss next time, you're saying you hope there is straight up chaos throughout the United States of America. That's what you're really hoping for. And you're just saying, I don't care what happens to my kids, my wife, my parents, my friends. I hope that someone actually hits this guy and there's chaos throughout the whole nation, possibly even a civil war. That's what I'm interested in. You don't realize that's what you're saying. You think Trump's just going to be gone and then everyone who's MAGA, their hats are just going to fall apart and fall on the ground and then they're all going to become Democrats. And that's not how it works. It's not how it works. People get even more dug into their position when something like that happens. It's not a good thing. So anyway, just wanted to bring that to you guys, and at the same time, I don't know if he was joking. That's the thing. When it comes to Sam Morrill's a comedian. He's a funny comedian. So when it comes to him, I'm like, yeah, that guy's probably joking when he says stuff because he's on stage and he's joking. When it comes to the Tenacious D guy, I have no idea if he's joking around. I have no idea, especially after I see Jack Black endorsing Biden, right? So you see the endorsement of Biden and then you see your friend saying that and then you laugh as he says it. I don't know. Could be a joke though. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. You think the cancellation is deserved? And also let me know, are you for or against Trump? Because people who are for, if you're on the right and you're for Trump, you gotta be against cancel culture. I mean, the most nefarious, darkest, fangs and claw out version of cancel culture is what's been trying to wrap its hands around Trump for almost 10 years now. Can't be for cancel culture. Of course, I'm sure there's all sorts of exemptions we can make, and there's certain people who do things with young people and no one has any sympathy for those people. And yes, I understand. But I mean, in this instance where someone just says something stupid, I don't know. I can make an argument either way. So let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications. Helps the channel tremendously. Other than that, I'm out.